Thank you so very much for being back, and this is still Enterprise the Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our main conversation, where we have it that Dr. Ebenezer Obadare, Senior Fellow for Africa Studies at the Council on Foreign Relations, has urged the United States lawmakers to pressure the Nigerian government to abolish Sharia law in the 12 northern states where it is practiced, and to disband the Hisbah, religious enforcement police group. Speaking during a joint Congressional briefing by the House Appropriations and Foreign Affairs committees, he warned that extremist groups such as Boko Haram, ISWAP, and the radicalised Fulani militia are exploiting Sharia-based institutions and Hisbah operatives to advance extremist ideology, enforce the forced revelations, and also entrench impunity. He outlined a two-step policy approach, helping the Nigerian military neutralize Boko Haram and pushing President Bola Tinubu to make Sharia law unconstitutional while dismantling Hisbah structure across the north.
Okay, Obadare noted that the Nigerian government has recently responded to international pressure through intensified military action against Boko Haram, the recruitment of thousands of new police personnel, and Tinubu's declaration of a national security emergency. He also urged Washington to keep up the pressure, that is in quotes, stressing that jihadist terror remains the most dangerous threat to Nigeria's stability. During the bipartisan session chaired by Appropriations, Vice Chair Mario Diaz-Balart, lawmakers also heard testimonies alleging state complicity in religious persecution.
All right, so let's get talking. We still have Mr. Oluwa Taiwo. Thank you so very much for still being here. I think I'm more honored for the fact that you are someone who understands the terrain of Nigeria. You've had the opportunity of living in different parts of the Nigeria, particularly the northern part. Kano is where you say you often, frequent. Kaduna also, and so many other places. These are places that are entrenched with the Sharia law, and we all know what the Hisbah police do. How do you think it makes sense, logic sense, that we have a secular state called Nigeria, but we're operating two constitutions, the Sharia and our Nigerian constitution? Does it make sense?
Nigeria is, sometimes like the skit meter will say that Nigeria is a comedian village. We tend to derail in our sustainability issues as a country. When we talk about Sharia, what is the antecedent of Sharia? What is the reason for Sharia? That's what we should ask ourselves. What is the reason for Sharia? We have the Muslim in the north. We have the Muslim in the south. We have the Christian in the north. We have the Christian in the south. We have Fulani in the north. We have Fulani in the south. So how come there's Sharia law in the north? How come there's no Sharia law in the south? That shows to you that something is wrong somewhere. The foundation is faulty. What is the target of Sharia law? All right. So when I enter a bus in the north, the way I relate with the female counterpart is different from the way I relate with female counterparts in the south. But it's still the same country. That's not taking us anywhere. It's not taking us anywhere. The Sharia law, the Governor Yerima and all his family members and in the Senate, in the House of Assembly then, and that is one of the reasons I always say that we should be careful of how we play politics in Nigeria. We should look more towards governance and the governance structure. When Yerima and his family were pushing this narrative, the president then was busy about his second term or about third term.
That's Muhammad Buhari, isn't it?
Yes. Most of them were not sincere that, okay, like when Obasanjo came and the rest, most of them were not sincere to say that this thing shouldn't happen under my tenure. Everybody is busy about his own second term. or about his own thought. Now, the law has blown into full flesh. It's now living with us. Now everybody's crying whether the bereaved. The first question is, who caused the bereaved? Who were all parts of the bereaved, including the Senate, including the House of Reps, including the presidency. All right? Sharia law has been there, but not from our constitution. All right? Mm-hmm. Every state is working under the federal government, isn't it? Yeah. So we all operating 1999 constitution as amended. Yes. I don't know where we are still amending. We'll continue to amend. I don't know when we're going to stop amending and make the constitution.
Build a fresh one.
Because each time you amend the constitution, there is always a lacuna within the constitution. That's one of the disadvantages of amendment. But some people don't know. Some people just come on TV. I want to amend the constitution. I know I'll just smile. Even though I'm not a lawyer, but I understand the constitution that each stage of amendment will create a gap, a lacuna within the system. Because those who are amending the constitution will never be sincere. They will never be intentional to close those gaps. In fact, some of them will end up opening the gaps because of their own selfish reason. You saw what happened to the Ninth Assembly when the Senate, during the amendment, they opened their own bomb. They forgot that they have opened on space that will affect them. That if you are contesting election for presidency, you are not permitted to come back again to contest for another election within one election. They are forgetting that they signed it by themselves. So it was after signing they submitted the amended paper. They now realized, they said, no, let's go back to the court. No, we have to re-amend the amended constitution. That is why we are still here. All of us, we are still amending ourselves. And we have not stopped amending ourselves. All boils down to the foundational error of our selfish political interests. Bandits, kidnapping is all business of the elite. Killing is part of the business. It's all business of the elite. In fact, you'll be shocked to know that recently I was talking to a woman from Plateau State and another woman from Maiduguri. There are some areas in those two states. They categorically stated that those areas are peaceful. But on the news, it has been overbloated that those areas, there is crisis in those areas. So that means it's a business in disguise. She said she just came back from that state 2 weeks ago. So it's not that maybe she ran away from her state and started living in Lagos. No, she just came back. I said, you mean you travel? He said, she travel regularly. He says, there no wars in which war? He said, it's a lie. Forget what they are saying on the news. So it's all business. I was shocked. Just the way you are shocked. I was also shocked also. I collected her number. So I want to be sure what she found. I'm saying that because I love traveling. One of these days she's going back to her state. I want to follow her. I want to see what she's talking. She says there's no problem in that area. Wow. In fact, she told me the boundary between Niger and all those in Cameroon and the rest. She said a lot of unscrupulous elements that come in regularly to cause havoc within the Nigerian border, and they run back to their territory. He said, but their own territory, there's peace in that territory. But that's what you are hearing on the news every day. That's what? That there is crisis in the area. So that what? Security budget can be more allocated into those areas. So Sharia law was supposed to bring peace into the north. But Sharia law, has it brought peace? The answer is left for the governors and their people to answer.
Yes, because the Sharia law itself, I am not a Muslim to understand some details in the Sharia law, but the bandits and the insurgents are supposed to be those the Sharia law were meant for, to exterminate them. But we can see it is not doing it. Rather, what we see is lots of people in the north suffering as a result of what you talked about. There are over 18 million out-of-school children in the north. And these people have had the opportunity the most in governing this country. So the question I would love to ask again is, if we juxtapose it with other Muslim countries around the world, Qatar, Dubai, the UAE, of course, and Saudi Arabia, they should even practice this thing more. But you see more development in those areas. So what do you think is the issue? Is it a question of this the Muslims in the northern part not understanding this Sharia thing, and those in the Middle East knowing it better and applying it well? What do you think is
if we are ready for business?
Yeah.
All these state-based laws should be scrapped.
State-based laws should be scrapped.
Should be scrapped immediately. Let's all of us go back to the drawing board. If you want more states, we'll give you more states. And once we give you more states, start developing your states. Once you start developing your states, then the people will develop their territory. When they develop their territory, it's the development we need, not law. All right? How come I'll go to Dubai today and on Friday everybody is going to the mosque? But I dare not take a sweet from a supermarket because the owner of the supermarket has just gone to the mosque. I dare not. Because what? There's security. There's CCTV everywhere. Is that a Sharia law? There's CCTV everywhere. So you, like if they burn your papa, you enter the supermarket, take a sweet or a biscuit and put in your pocket because the owner of the supermarket has just gone to the mosque on Friday. You dare it. The CCTV is watching you. And what happened? By the time they finish praying, before you get to your next destination, there's a police officer is waiting for you at the next nearest junction. Young man, you took a sweet, please, for security reasons. Go and return that sweet.
Or face the penalty.
Tell me, is that Sharia? It's just simple human development, initiative, and intentionality as a people. We say we, the people of Nigeria, but we never sat down for this constitution. That's why we're still having a problem. So if you are bringing Sharia in Gombe State, Sharia in Yobe State, Sharia in Zamfara State, which of the law are we going to bring out in Lagos State? Which of the law am I going to bring out when I become the governor of Lagos or the governor of Ogun State? Which law am I going to bring out if I become the governor of Ondo State? Is that our problem? Is law meant for the man or man meant for the law? So we are all missing it from the beginning. A governor that is not protecting his people but is bringing law to cage his people. You can see it's an irony, and it's a laughable irony. You're not protecting the lives and property of your citizens, but you are bringing law to structure them. A man that is hungry can never be structured. We are deceiving ourselves. A man that is hungry, an hungry man is an angry man. An angry man will never obey the law. He will not obey the law because he's hungry and he's angry.
Yeah.
A man that is angry, that want to steal, you are talking about Sharia law. What is Sharia law? If you can kill him in the next hour, it doesn't mind. But let him take that food at that moment. He's ready to die. Because even the hunger is more dangerous. It's more killing than your Sharia law. The hunger, the displacement of the people of the north. The hunger in the land. The poverty in the land. The raping, everything in the land. It's more what? It's more killing than what? Do you know the real bandits in Nigeria now? Do you know the real bandits in Nigeria? The real bandits in Nigeria is poverty. It's not even Boko Haram. Because in fact, you'll be shocked that some people are in their house, but they are praying to be displaced so that the government can feed them. But they are in their houses. They are praying to be displaced so that they can be in the camp of the IDP, and they will be fed by the federal government. So let's go back to the drawing table. Let's provide food, shelter, security for our people. Then the people will decide which way to go. Whether they want to become a Muslim or whether they want to become a Christian. But in as much as we are overburdening the people with religious law, then we are saying that we are not intentional in bringing them out of poverty. Because don't forget, religion is the opium of the masses. It's always a mechanism to do what? To subjugate the political will of the people. So in as much as we are bringing any religious law, that means we are not ready to bring them out of poverty. A man that is liberated economically will never be subjugated to any Sharia law. So many northern youths are in Lagos. So many Fulani, they are in Lagos. They are my friends. We speak. In fact, immediately you see them, you don't see anything Sharia about them. Yeah. What does that mean? They have been economically liberated. Liberate your people, the law will take its own direction.
Okay, let's explore on the potential consequences. Could Nigeria face international legal pressure if Sharia enforcement continues?
You talk about the International Criminal Court or
yes,
the International Court of Justice. Now, every state has its own sovereignty. All right. So, when we say facing, we are saying that, number one, they are supposed to have some laws from the ICC and ICJ to be domesticated in every nation and also to be domesticated in every state. So if this law is not from the federal government and it's not anything to be corroborated or collaborated by the ICJ, then something will be done legally. It should be done.
Okay.
Because the due process has not been followed. It's as simple as that. And that's why we're having the crisis. The real due process has not been followed. It's not just about the state of assembly, it's beyond that. Because don't forget that if it's about the state of assembly, is it only Lagosians that are living in Lagos? Is it only the people from the north that are living in Yobe?
No,
I have a friend that was posted to Yobe when I was posted to Abuja for youth service. Is he going to be binded by Sharia law? So it's not just about the House of Assembly. It's beyond the House of Assembly. That's what we are saying. So if the House of Assembly are ready to take action, then they should go back and say, where is this law? What is even the foundation of this law? Is it from the 1999 Constitution? If it's not in the 1999 Constitution, then the Senate should take over the proceeding. If they can't take over the proceeding, they should be waiting for ICJ to take over.
But Taiwo, you would agree with me that in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, there are unwritten laws, even if they are very not glaring, but they are there. And one of them is the need for them to use their population to determine who wins and who leads the country. They've used that for so many years, and this Sharia law is like a subset tool that they have used to make that possible. Do you think in our today Nigeria it's possible to expunge that Sharia law out, knowing that it's a tool that they have consistently used to determine who leads Nigeria?
That's one of the advantages of creation of states. When more state comes, you see that a lot of law will be abolished.
Or they would have to pass the Sharia law to the neighboring state.
No, they can't pass it to them. They can't pass it to them. Because they themselves they'll be scrapping for survival. And will I leave my state to come and develop your own state?
Can't work now.
So a lot of things will break. A lot of jinx will be broken by creation of states. There's a lot of cabal that has been created within the political space, within the economic space. With creation of space, you discover that there will be more trouble at the grassroots, but that trouble will bring relief for the federal government.
Oh.
Because everybody will now know that, so we have been baboons, we have been deceived all along. So this is not bringing development. Because it shows that with this kind of law, that means that for every financial aid, every foreign aid that is going to come to Zamfara, or is going to come to Yobe, or any state that is going to be created, I have to go through your traditional ruler. And once I give it to your traditional ruler, if I decide not to give you people, and you people in your state, you continue to remain displaced within your state, then everybody will say no. You say you want the foreign aid to come directly, then abolish this process. You see the people will rise up. Because there's so many areas in the north, because of those policy, like you said, those unwritten law, some development cannot get to those places. Because who are you to talk about maybe silent report to a girl child? Who are you to talk about the girl child education in Zamfara state? Do you want to be beheaded? Who are you to talk about the girl child education in Yobe state, in the rural area?
No.
We're not talking
especially if you are a man like me. Because there's a passion some of us have for this. If I'm to pass it to a young lady to go and do such in the north, you might not have such passion. You might just go there and become a business as usual. It's a normal girl like all that is talking now. But when a man is talking about the hygiene of a girl child, the passion will be, you say, so these people care about us. So the opposite sex also care about us. There's an emotional attachment to that. There's a psychological attachment to that. But if whoever is involved is not being released to relate directly with the people, then those foreign aid will be misguided and misaided within the aiding environment, and that's why there's no development. In spite of the millions of dollars and even billions of dollars that has come through grants, through NGOs into the northern states, and they're still well malnourished up to now. In fact, for some of us in the south, we are happy that Donald Trump has stopped some of those foreign aid because it's making the people to get more malnourished because it's been diverted. It's been diverted. The development we are looking for is not there. The figures we are seeing, the billions of dollars we are seeing on the dashboard from different international NGOs in our email, it's not there's no corresponding effects in Yobe, no corresponding effects in Zamfara State. So those laws must be reviewed, and the Senate and the House of Rep must stand up to their responsibility. Even though I know some of them too, because they want to be retained in Senate, they might not want to kick against those laws.
They wouldn't.
But don't forget, if you are not ready to be part of the development, when the development comes, you'll be part of those that will be used to develop the system. So it's better you rise up and be part of the development of Nigeria.
Very well said. We cannot overstate some of these facts because they are glaring and poignant, when we take a look at them very deeply. Unfortunately, some of these politicians who have enacted this Sharia law have their kids studying in different Ivy League schools around the world. They have their children go do masters, PhD, and hope that they would come back and take over from them. But they would not allow the child of the tomato seller, the sweet potato seller, to have the opportunity, like their own children would do. And this is why, Mr. Taiwo, you rightly said it's about hypocrisy of those in power not allowing some of these things work. And it's so very unfortunate. So if you have like a 60-second speech to do right now to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on this Sharia law, what would that be? If you have the opportunity of speaking to him directly via Zoom, what would that be?
For President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he should put up his legal team, both the secular legal team and the Sharia legal team. Let them look at the entire process. How did we get to this point? What is the impact of Sharia law in the last 10 years? And what will be the impact in the next 10 years? If the two cannot marry each other, then he should present a review to the Senate immediately, not wasting any second, not waiting for a second term, because it might be ambushed after or during the second term. You should take action now. Tomorrow is not certain for any leader anymore in Nigeria. Nobody, including state governor, nobody is secured in any position anymore in Nigeria. You can be removed at any time. So take that action now. Tomorrow is not a certain.
Very well said. And this reminds me of what's happening in Osun State. We have it that Governor Adeleke has been displaced of the PDP. He has not been allowed in the APC, so he is partyless as we speak now. Come 2027 during the election, so they are hoping he would go for the only two parties he has now as option is ABGA and Accord Party. So this sits well with what Mr. Taiwo said, that you cannot guarantee your position anytime in Nigeria. Things are changing, and we're very interested to see how that goes on. Thank you so very much, Mr. Oluwa Taiwo, for being here.
Thank you,
Mr. I appreciate you. It's my country.
Yes.
I must do more.